I want to move to Canada on work permit. I need to process work permit. I want to move to Canada without going to school. Now, there are five major things you need to be on ground before you even start making that move. And I've always been saying this, but I'm going to repeat this one more time. First of all, if you know you want to move to Canada as a graduate or as an artisan, you have a training, you have a skill, you are a plumber, you are an electrician, you are a tailor, you are a driver, you can drive forklift, you have worked for Sam Chase, you have worked for Julius Berger, you want to move abroad. These are the five major things you need before you even think of speaking to an agent. Number one, you need to write your English proficiency test so you can take CELP or IELTS, and make sure you don't score less than 6.5 upwards. If you are an artisan, you can still score 6. That's still okay. Number two, make sure that your age is not over 40. Once you're already 35 upwards, it becomes a problem because it's a point-based system, although they are working on changing it. But for you to have a higher point, your age has to be relatively low. That's why I always tell people who just finished NYC or young graduates to take these things seriously. Instead of you selling shoe and bag, why not spend your money on writing IELTS and evaluating your result? That takes me to number two. Number two, you need to evaluate your credentials. So you can use WES, you can use any other internationally or Canada approved or recognized evaluation organization. So you evaluate your credentials. As an artisan, if you want to move to Ontario, for example, there are some skills. There are some skills or jobs where they have regulatory bodies. So you can contact these regulatory bodies and get your skill evaluated. So you might write a test, you might take an exam, you might take a test just to evaluate your skill level and for them to validate your credential. If you're an academic or you graduated as a university attendee, or you have a master's or you have a PhD, do WES evaluate your credentials so that would be ready. It does not expire. Okay. What next do you need? You need your international passport. Make sure it is ready and valid, not 6 months left. You are now running around. No, 3 year upwards. That's good. Okay, that's number three. Number four, you need proof of fund. So that means you must have been working or you must have been doing a business and there's enough money in your account. If you don't have money, you might have a sponsor who's ready to sponsor you. A sponsor must be a direct relative, not your uncle in the village. Your sponsor must be somebody who bear the same surname as you, a sibling, male or female, a parent, father or mother. Your stepfather is not your sponsor because you don't bear the same surname. You have to prove that they are ready to sponsor you. You can still make that work, but that might work for study. I don't think that will work for express entry. What next do you need? You need to get your CV tidied up. Most people don't have CVs. They graduate, they complain they don't have jobs, and meanwhile they don't even have a CV, so they've not really applied for a reasonable job apart from secretary jobs. How can your CV have your local government and your tribe and the language you speak? Ekale from Ilitutu, Okutupa local government on those states. Lumure tribe, Lumure, Egugo, what's it? Oloja clan. No, that's not a CV. Maybe you are going for chieftaincy title. That might work, but if you want a job in Canada, that will not work. I'm speaking from experience. I was in Akure when I got my first job in Canada, way back in 2021. Yes, I was in Akure when I got my first job in Canada in 2021. Okay, so that's the five major things you need to have. Send this video to somebody who might need it. See you in the next one.